Well, welcome to Game Club episode 19. We're going to talk about the news of the week now, and there's been some pretty interesting news this week. I'd say the biggest one, the one that we should jump right on, is that the ZeniMax lawsuit over Oculus Rift has come to a conclusion. And yeah, kind of a surprising conclusion for me. Now, originally they were going after $4 billion in punitive damages.
Jeez.
Now, they didn't get $4 billion. I'm not sure a lot of people are happy about that. But they did get quite a big chunk of money, $500 million.
Just $500 million.
In quick summary over what happened, I'm getting some of this information from GameSpot. Facebook was not found liable, while Oculus itself is responsible for $250 million to ZeniMax. And so I don't understand the distinction there, since Facebook actually owns Oculus, so that's kind of odd. The two companies weren't the only defendants, though. So Oculus executives were also named and have been found liable. Former Oculus CEO Brendan Iribe, I'm not sure how to say his name, owes $150 million in trademark infringement.
Ouch.
While founder Palmer Luckey owes $50 million. And I find it funny, though, that John Carmack's not named, right? Because isn't he...
Yeah, he's the one who wiped the hard drive.
Right, he's the one that's at the center of the drama. It's John Carmack. But according to the sort of lawsuit ruling here, he doesn't seem to owe anything personally. He obviously, being part of Oculus Rift, he's going to owe... Oculus Rift owes money, right? But, yeah, I found that to be funny. They did find that... they didn't... actually conclude that Oculus had stolen the technology. That was not part of the ruling, which is why the whole $4 billion wasn't awarded. I want to hear the exact language here. Let me see. I think it's just that parts of their code
So the Oculus programmers themselves admitted using ZeniMax's copyrighted code, one saying he cut and pasted it into the Oculus SDK.
Just to see if it would... That's insane to me.
But the technology of the VR wasn't technically like stolen technology, according to the conclusion.
So if ZeniMax has $500 million, does this mean we're going to get Elder Scrolls 6 pretty soon?
They did, like, the day that this was announced, they also announced a remake of Morrowind, right? Or was it Oblivion?
Really? I didn't see that.
Dude, did you miss this, Chris?
I know Morrowind's coming out for Elder Scrolls Online in June.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Morrowind's coming out for Elder Scrolls. They did a big reveal announcement.
And people have remade Morrowind with Skyrim, like a very extensive mod.
Seems like, as you noted once, Chris, that ZeniMax or Bethesda just puts out games for other people to finish. They're like, hey, this is a cool thing. You guys finish it.
Yeah. We'll do a little DLC, but you guys can handle the rest.
Yeah, you got this. You got this PC Master Race world. So, yeah. So that's the big news there. Chris, what do you think this means for Oculus Rift, and what do you think it means for just VR in general? Yeah.
Wow. I think this really couldn't be any worse for VR, right? I mean, VR is having a hard enough time getting a foothold.
Kill it.
And this is just going to be one more nail in the coffin. Maybe not the last one. But
somebody just took a headshot to one of the three of the Trinity, right?
Yeah.
No
there's
scope.
only 3 big players in VR, and one of them just got
no scoped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also because, and I don't know the how extensive this ruling is, but basically because ZeniMax won this case, or at least the parts they really cared about, that they're able to put injunctions on the sale of the technology. And I think it's unclear whether that means selling like the Oculus Rift as a technology to another company, or selling the to a retail space. So we might see the Oculus Rift at the very least get kind of pulled off shelves and sort of recoded, and then maybe have to have a second release.
I wouldn't be surprised if they worked out maybe like a licensing deal.
Yeah, that would suck, right? After you lose a major case to somebody, now you got to work together to please them.
Or they just pay them.
Yeah,
like a portion of sales or something. That'd probably be the easiest way instead of recalling anything already out.
Yeah. So what's going on in the filthy casual world?
So this is a fun little Okay, this is just kind of interesting. First of all, well, let's see. Do you want the Middle East or do you want America? Which one do you want to talk
Middle
about
East.
first? Okay.
America is pretty crazy right
All
now.
right, so Tehran is.
I gotta
getting
go
ready-
somewhere where it's more peaceful and calm.
Tehran is getting ready to host its first regional Middle East gaming conference.
Nice.
There, so
Haven't they outlawed like half the games?
so last year they lifted a bunch of those sanctions, and this is what's interesting to me
You can
is
finally play Leisure Suit Larry.
a lot of these. I mean, it's a little bit out of mobile gaming is certainly a part of this, and it's a big mobile gaming has its part in the industry. But I thought it was just kind of more interesting in terms of gaming news in general, of which I inserted Filthy Casual in there as well.
All right.
But I just think it's super cool. I guess there are more than 2,500 people in 2,500 people involved in 150 different gaming development companies in Iran alone. There. And so I like what this means because I think diversity is always a good thing, especially in the gaming industry when new minds are kind of coming to the table. So I like what that means for the potential of mobile gaming in the future.
By any chance, is there a list of some of the games that got lifted, or is that not
Iranian
entirely clear?
Iranian games that have gotten notice overseas include Shadowblade Reload, Rooster Wars, and Children of Morta. So those are the big ones right now.
All very famous games.
And so, roughly 80% of Iran's games are for mobile gaming, and then 20% of the games are on actually PC. So not a lot of in any other of the console worlds, but I like because of the accessibility of cell phones and things like that. And
it's better than the Nigerian video game space where you download it to your phone and then a prince tells you that he has all of this money, but he needs you to send a check. So he can, get vouched for it in the bank system or something like that.
I know a guy that did that. I know a guy who fell for that scheme.
That was me.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was just one small thing that's getting ready to happen this year. I just thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, not bad at all. Okay. Big news for PlayStation fans. The PS4 is getting a major software update, the 4.50 software update. It's got a lot of cool stuff. First of all, finally external hard drive support is coming to the PS4. So you can hook up, I imagine, via a USB cable, an external HDD. It will support up to 8 terabytes in external hard drive size. And you'll be able to install your games to it or have other information, or if you like to make a lot of videos from your gameplay, that'd be a good place to put them. So that's just good news for a lot of people. People wanted external HD support because there's quite a few people that just don't like to open up their PS4 to replace the hard drive. Like, it's already been possible to take out the hard drive and put in up to 2 terabytes, but people don't like messing with their warranties. So that was this is a nice added feature. Also, custom wallpapers will be a thing now, so you can take screenshots of games while you're playing them and make those your wallpapers. I'm not sure if you can just bring in any sort of picture. I don't see that clearly stated, but even if just scenes from games, that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna go back into The Witcher and find like a nice scenic background to take a PS4 photo of and make that my background, I think.
Picture of the unicorn.
There's also some big tweaks happening to the quick menu, and also they're going to go back to the drawing. They're going back to the drawing board with the notification list, trying to make it simpler but also more powerful. And there's going to be some other stuff, including adding 3D Blu-rays to PSVR. You could already use a 3D Blu-ray in the PS4, but now they'll work in PSVR. So that's kind of sick, right? Watch a 3D movie in PSVR. That's like a neat feature, wouldn't you say, Chris?
It sounds like a headache waiting to happen.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I don't know like how the stomach or the brain's going to deal with it, but as far as just like an experience.
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
Because honestly, this might be dumb, but I hadn't thought about 3D movies in VR. That seemed, I had never
weird.
considered that.
That'd be really rad, though.
You can be really trapped in there.
3D VR. Ugh.
Also, part of this software update, if you're a PS4 Pro owner, you're getting an all-new feature called Boost Mode, not to be confused with Beast Mode, but Boost Mode.
Where you at?
Yeah, where they're going to basically use the added power of the PS4 Pro to boost some of the features of games prior. So it might be better frame rate, it might be better load times. So basically having the PS4 Pro will work for games even if they don't necessarily like have 4K support or something like that. Like you can still utilize that extra power in other creative ways. I think that's pretty neat. Making some games just plain run better. That's nice.
That'll look better.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people back in the day liked Bloodborne, but the load times were like disgusting, like over a minute. Which when you're waiting for a game to play, like a minute of load time is the worst. So, the hope is maybe this boost mode, if you've been waiting to play Bloodborne, you could maybe have a better experience than those who jumped on when it first released.
Minute long, dude. That's...
Well, see, because, minute long's bad enough, but Bloodborne's one of those games that you die repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like, you get punished. But every time you die, if you have to wait a minute, it ruins the whole thing.
Kind of worthless.
Yeah. Chris, PC front, did you got anything?
No, there's nothing too exciting really going on.
Too exciting.
Star Citizen announced that they're going to be setting up regional servers.
Yeah.
So it's got to keep people happy if you are in Australia or Europe.
Also, didn't they show off some... didn't they show off some new character models?
Yes.
So tell me about those character models.
It was just one picture. They've been actually... the content has been slowed down a little bit. So...
Because they're like, man, $140 million doesn't go that far? Is that why?
No, I think they're gearing up for 3.0, which will hopefully be released sometime this year. But there are a lot of blockers. So
yeah,
a lot of bugs to work through because it's a pretty big feat they're trying to accomplish.
What was the picture of that they showed for
just
the character
a
model?
Random guy.
Like a pore? Just like a very, very detailed pore in his skin?
Yeah, just a random face. Like, hey, look, we're working on faces.
A rando face.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I fly my ship down to a planet yet without blowing up? No? Okay. Can I walk around my ship without blowing up? Sometimes.
And this is technically on the very far peripheral of video game news, but I'm a little bit excited. I have kids, so I'm always looking out for kids movie that's actually worth watching. But the Lego Batman movie is just about to release.
Breach.
And some of the major outlets are calling it one of the better Batman movies, period. Now, obviously, it's more about fun than it is about action or suspense, but it's supposed to be awesome. So I'm super excited about that.
That's not really that high of a bar. There's some pretty bad Batman movies.
All of them?
But there's also some pretty good Batman movies. Like all of them. No, like the Nolan films are really good. Those are good Batman movies.
Ever remember George Clooney? Or Val Kilmer?
The first two...
Or Christian Bale?
No, the two Tim Burton movies are really good. It's when Tim Burton gave it over to Joel Schumacher that the whole thing took a dump.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Actually, I think Jim Carrey did a really good job in a really bad movie.
Yeah. To
be fair. Honestly, the person who was really bad in that movie was... what's his face who played Two-Face?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. He was just a terrible, terrible Two-Face.
Nobody was as good as Schwarzenegger.
Everybody was better than Schwarzenegger.
You're saying Dr. Freeze wasn't one of his most critically acclaimed roles?
Well, if you're comparing to the rest of Schwarzenegger's career,
Jingle All the Way.
Maybe.
Actually, that's a great movie. Nobody can talk crap on that movie.
All right.
Back to the real world where it matters.
Where it matters. Oh, you got more news for us?
Dude, North Americans are 260% more likely than European gamers and 94% more likely than Asian gamers to make in-app purchases on their mobile devices.
It's because we have more money than we know what to do with.
Why? Is that why? That's what I want to ask. I want to pose the question to you guys.
Actually, because we're stupid spenders.
No, actually, Americans have more disposable income on average than anyone else in the world, except for a few small...
Lithuania.
No, like Luxembourg, Monaco.
Okay, well, that's because they're bank countries.
Yeah.
So the report that came from Palo Alto was based on 7.9 billion impression and 3.6 million app installs, and it verifies that North America is still the king or queen, not assuming your gender,
of wasting our money
when it comes to generating revenue in the $36 billion mobile gaming
That's
industry.
Super depressing.
No, wait, you're supporting a
title for
indie developer's dream.
That's like being the fattest country on earth. Somebody's got to hold it.
I think we lost that one, didn't we?
Yeah, Australia took it.
Really?
Yep.
Australia's fatter than America?
It was in 2014 and 15.
It's because they keep going to that Outback restaurant.
No, it's because they have to stay inside their house all the time because when they go outside, literally everything will try to kill them.
Yeah. Well, shouldn't they be running around more when they go outside?
No, you just don't go outside.
Oh, okay.
So
we're number 10 now for fattest. I just looked it up.
Nice.
who's number 9 through 1?
Number 1 is at Kuwait now.
Kuwait?
Yeah.
Well, it's in the name.
Well, I guess they got McDonald's there now, and
Kuwait.
not that I got anything against McDonald's.
Okay.
I love McDonald's.
Like Kuwait, like lots of
Kuwait
weight.
1, Saudi Arabia 2, Belize
It's not like
3,
it's kilo weight.
Egypt 4, Jordan 5,
Egypt?
UAE 6,
Well, that makes sense.
South Africa 7,
I don't know where.
Qatar is 8, Mexico is 9,
What?
and US is 10.
I don't know how-
Mexico. What's going on here?
I don't know. Something's wrong. Something is indeed wrong.
Well, Mass Effect fans, we got some good news for you. That Asari you've been seeing in the trailer, she is a romance option.
Ah, yeah.
Boom. All of you fans who were really into the Asari women in the first 3 games. All right.
Oh, yeah.
That got a little uncomfortable. She is a romance option. And on top of that news, they wanted to confirm that unlike previous Mass Effect games where sort of romancing was a very straightforward it was a very straightforward affair. It was
Just like real life.
yeah, well, essentially, like in Mass Effect 2 and 3, all you have to do is say really nice things to the person you're interested in consistently, right, and take their side and everything. And then when you got about 75% into the game, romance would bloom between the two of you. And as simple as that sounds, I always end up unless I use like some kind of a walkthrough or something like that, I always end up romancing the wrong character.
Come at me, bro.
Bro.
Yeah. Well, couldn't you have a gay relationship in that?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Mass Effect
That's
2.
like one of the first big games to do that, isn't it? Or no?
It was the first game really to do that. Like the first like AAA space game.
Yeah.
And so what they're saying, though, for romance in the new Mass Effect game is that they want it to be more fluid. They want different characters' personalities to require like sort of different approaches. There will be characters who like really early on in the game are wanting to jump into sort of a frivolous relationship, whereas other characters might want a deeper relationship and they take more time to romance, and you'll have to work towards something that may only come to fruition much later in the game. They just want there to be like obviously different personalities to the characters, and so like there isn't a one way to get romance. You have to be very intuitive and pay attention to that character and possibly what they would like.
Might as well get married.
Yeah.
Downer Chris today. Boom. Apparently you didn't have who did you romance, Chris, in Mass Effect?
I don't remember.
Jim.
Oh yeah, right, you don't.
Jim.
Anyway, I romanced Liara.
Everyone probably.
Who did you romance in Witcher?
Yennefer.
Yeah, well, so did I. You had to romance
Yeah.
Yennefer. She was the only option, like the only realistic option. So, okay.
I like angry women. Angry, spiteful women.
Angry, spiteful women. All right. Well, we like to, when it's time, do the PlayStation Plus versus Games with Gold comparison, just to see how things are going. It's a little late this month because PlayStation didn't reveal until very late what their PlayStation Plus games were. So this month for February, if you're a PS Plus subscriber, you'll get Little Big Planet 3, which, let me tell you, that's not a very good Little Big Planet game, honestly. I mean, all the Little Big Planet games are great, but amongst these great games, number 3 is definitely one of the weaker, in my opinion. Little Big Planet 2 is probably the top game. You also get Not a Hero, which comes from Devolver Digital. It's a very violent 2D game. It's sort of like if you were to take Hotline Miami, but make it, instead of a top-down perspective, make it a straight-on perspective, like a traditional platformer. And so it's a little bit more vertical. It's pretty cool game. Star Wall is a PS Plus game this month. That's a sort of a competitive multiplayer game. It's pretty simple but fun. A game called Anna, and also Ninja Senki DX and Torque L. I don't know what Torque L is, but that rounds to about $69.94 for your February subscription. That's what those games are worth retail. Games with Gold comes with Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, which is actually a pretty fun multiplayer game. It's a co-op game. If you don't have somebody to co-op with, then you're probably not going to play that game because it's not fun otherwise. Also, Monkey Island 2 Special Edition. That's a pretty popular adventure game, right, Chris? I never played the Monkey Island games.
I don't know. I haven't played it.
They were originally like PC adventure games, I believe. Also, Project Cars Digital Edition. So you racing fans on the Xbox, that's a pretty cool game for you. And Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. so Star Wars fans. And that comes with a retail value of $74.96. So as far as just straight retail value is concerned, looks like Xbox is edging out Sony or PlayStation this time. I'd also say the quality of the games are probably on the games of the gold side of things too. I think that's a pretty strong or pretty easy opinion to have, pretty obvious. So with that, did you have anything else for us, Josh?
I'm all good, man.
Or Chris?
We're good.
Well, I think with that we're done. So be looking out for this week. We're playing. What's the name of the game we're playing this week? I keep wanting to say Orwell, but it's not that. It's the other one.
With the war one.
Yeah, no, we're playing Beholder this week.
Right.
Bam,
So-
bam, 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 bam. No, all right.
No. So we're playing Beholder this week. Look out for that video. And next week we'll be playing This War of Mine, which came out, I believe, last year and had a really great DLC, but we weren't able to get around to it, and I'm excited to play it now.
It's the follow-up to This Piece of Yours, so be sure to check that game out too if you want to be on track with what we're doing.
All right. Okay. Well, that's
Picking stuff up.
all right. See you later.
Bye-bye.